Well, hello everybody, this is John Michael. I am standing in front of our Carmelite icon from Oleksgoropotsky in Ukraine. And today we celebrate Saint Thérèse of Lisieux. Now, that's not Thérèse, that's Saint Teresa of Avila and Saint John of the Cross, but she stands in that tradition. And she's a wonderful example of a young woman who wanted to give her life to God. She gave her life to God. She actually went up and sat on the Pope's lap and asked for it, and he couldn't do much, but they got her into Carmel early. And she was a very, very good novice. She was, a little bit of a spoiled brat as a young girl, which is kind of fun. And she got into Carmel. We had a Carmelite scholar give us a retreat years ago, and she was a Theresian scholar. So what she said she had all of these revelations about going to Carmel, and as soon as she went to Carmel, all of her revelations stopped. So all of these locutions and special gifts telling her to go to Carmel, they all stopped. But she was a joyful Carmelite sister. She was well known for reenacting Joan of Arc and the play about Joan of Arc and it catching on fire and all kinds of fun stuff. But then she contracted tuberculosis, which was ravaging religious houses in that day. And really the story of Thérèse is her faithfulness in the midst of an agonizing death. And she said, "When I die, I will shower you with roses." And indeed, she did pass away. And some of the nuns who didn't like her very much, they thought she was a little bit spoiled and so on. Well, when they saw her suffering, their hearts melted. And all of the sisters loved her dearly. And then, indeed, it's said that when she's answering your prayers, she showers us with roses. So Thérèse is a wonderful example of a more modern Carmelite saint who experienced the call from God, and she answered it at a young age. Then she experienced the dark night as the revelations kind of disappeared, and she continued in joy anyway. And then she had her final Calvary, and that was her battle with tuberculosis, TB. And she passed away with great faith, but in great pain. So she's a great example for those who are in pain and sick. We can ask for her intercession. And she says, "I will shower you with roses." And she's also the one who said that it's when you are in solitary prayer, or in cloistered prayer, in her case with the other sisters, that they become the evangelists. They become the ones who win souls, which is what St. Francis said so many centuries earlier. He said, when we stand before the Lord, it will not be the active preachers who get the merit for bringing souls to Christ. It will be the undiscovered hermits in the order, out in the hermitages, praying for the salvation of the world, and they will receive the credit for bringing people back to Christ and back to the church. So, some wonderful, wonderful lessons there. So we say today, Saint Thérèse, pray for us, and remember all things are possible with God.